Why do people in open relationships always look like that?
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video we want to talk about the polygamy type of relationship and open relationship. So this man came polyamorous relationship. I don't know that polyamorous relationship and open relationship. So this creator came online to ask that why is it that people in polyamorous relationship or open relationship look a certain way, and this just even made up a kind of a kiki kaka moment on the internet that got people kind of stereotyping what people in an open relationship or polyamorous relationship looks. So let me know down in the comment section, do you think that people in an open relationship or polyamorous relationship, do you think they look a certain way? Let me know down in the comment section. So when he did this video, this got a lady, a creator that is in an open relationship and open marriage, decided to come speak up and address his question and his video. And she went on to address it and talked about it. And that even got more people talking. People started talking and having the conversation of polyamorous and open relationship people, why people will want to share their partner with other people, and saying that it has to do with their physical appearance, how they look is why they choose to do that, because they are not the conventional attractive people. So they don't mind if they just have a piece of the pie and all that. Why some people believe that is because some people prefer quantity over quality. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let's go check out this video. The first video that started this entire conversation. The lady in a polyamorous relationship responding to it, and even another lady that in a polyamorous relationship responding to it, and other people respond to this entire conversation. Okay, and then I will come and share my thoughts. Okay, so let's go check out these videos, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Why do people in open relationships always look like that? I'm being very non-specific here, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. I just really want to know what lifestyle or behavior or really anything is happening that causes this weird correlation in looking like that.
Like how?
And then having this desire to share your partner with other people. I don't understand. Like whatever that thing is that's causing this, I want to avoid that at all costs. Like one, because I'm not interested in that kind of lifestyle. But two, I mean, it's just, how does this happen? I have a working theory on this, okay? And it's kind of mean. It's not my idea. Don't shoot the messenger here. I saw some meme once upon a time that was like, somebody will have an open relationship just so they can date 3 threes and say they're in a relationship with a 9. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's how the scale, which is nonsense, really works. You know, it's not like a cumulative thing. Guys, I just don't know how this shit's happening. It's like the most confusing thing in the world to me. You've rarely seen like an 8, 9, 10 in an open relationship. That's all I'm saying. And if you have, they're usually the shot caller. Why do people in open relationships always look like that? I'm being very non-specific here, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I really don't, Andrew. What do you mean? Say it with your full chest. Use your words, my friend.
Exactly.
I just really want to know what lifestyle or behavior or really anything is happening that causes this weird correlation in looking like that and then having this desire to share your partner with other people. I don't understand.
I'm not going to talk about your looks because that would not be nice.
Okay.
I will say this. In my experience, any man that is this invested in what other consenting adults are doing in the bedroom is not swimming in puss. He's just not. As a non-monogamous person, everybody that I date is cute. I only date baddies. And I know I might not be everyone's cup of tea, but no one can call me ugly.
You're not, baby.
It's just not true. I've heard this tired ass joke so many times, and it's truly baffling to me because there's this implication of oh, if I don't think you're attractive, then no one should find you attractive. And I just don't why do you care what other consenting adults are doing? Unless you're why do you care who consensually? Honestly, that doesn't make sense to me. The other thing that's confusing to me about this logic is that it suggests that everybody in monogamous relationships is good looking, and I know it's not true. Some of y'all are ugly, and that's okay, because ugly people deserve love too.
True.
I would also add that you've probably met people that you think are attractive that are also in open relationships or identify as non-monogamous or polyamorous, and they have not disclosed to you because unfortunately a lot of monogamous people get really judgmental and weird when they find out that consenting adults have no problem with their partner sleeping with other people. Now, even though your video was very ill-informed and judgmental, I'm going to answer in good faith. I've talked about this before. I've identified as polyamorous for about 6 years now. I was introduced to it after I got a divorce through the book The Ethical Slut, and the thing that really appealed to me was this idea that one person doesn't have to be all things to you, and that if I'm seeing somebody and they also have romantic or sexual relationships with other people, it doesn't take away from what we have. I'm not in competition with them. They don't love me less. I'm not less desirable because of them. I am secure in myself enough to know that love is expansive, and that if the person I'm in partnership with also has partners elsewhere, that I'm happy that they're happy. Let me just make a disclaimer here, because the last time I talked about being polyamorous, y'all lost your damn minds. I am not saying that people in monogamous relationships make their partner all things to them or they are not secure in themselves. I am saying that for me, when I'm dating someone, the person I'm currently dating, I am okay with the fact that they have another partner. That's totally fine with me. It just is not a problem.
Why do people in open relationships always look like that? I'm being...
No, because what do you mean by that?
Exactly.
Honestly, what do you mean by that? Now, one, you need to know a couple things about me. One, I am married. Number two, for the people in that comment section, I do in fact have a job, and my husband has a job, just in case anyone was wondering. Number three, we are in a polyamorous relationship. We are not open. They are two different things, but we are poly. And that falls under the umbrella of ethical non-monogamy. Now, I want to go into why do you think that people in an open relationship,
This is interesting.
or maybe you did mean polyamory as well. What do you mean they all look like that?
I don't-
Do you mean they all look unattractive to you? Is that what you're meaning?
Okay.
This makes me really upset. And the reason it makes me so upset is because I'm not over here shitting on people who decide that monogamy is in fact for them, which is the vast majority of people.
Mm-hmm.
I decided back, how many years ago? 6 years ago? I decided 6 years ago that I was poly when I was dating my now ex. Because I fell in love with another guy. I didn't cheat on my ex at all. It just didn't work out between us, but I had fallen in love with another guy, and I was struggling with the fact that how can I love both of these people at once? I was so distraught. I was literally crying to my friend, asking her, what the hell do I do? Obviously, I'm not going to cheat because that's absolutely wrong, but what am I going to do? Because I love both of these people. And she's like, I don't know. So I did some Googling and I found out, hey, polyamory exists.
Okay.
Once I found out that polyamory exists, things started to click. But it wasn't until I met my now husband that I was able to be open about being poly. I was able to explore that side of myself. And it has been great. I've met so many wonderful, amazing people who happen to be poly. I also meet non-monogamous people a lot, but in the communities that I am a part of, polyamory and ethical non-monogamy are pretty common. They're actually really, really common, simply because we don't see other people as objects. We see them as human beings who are capable of loving more than one person. I mean, take your family, for instance. You have parents, you maybe have siblings, you have grandparents, you all love those people, you have friends that you love, and it's all different kinds of love. But when it comes to, say, like other people that you would want to date, you can absolutely love more than one person, but it comes down to jealousy. And I'm not saying anybody has to be poly. That's absolutely not what I'm saying, because it is absolutely a choice to be poly, and it is a choice to be monogamous. But there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not hurting anybody as long as everyone is an adult who consents to it.
Yeah.
The only rules me and my husband have with our polyamory is that you have to tell the other person, otherwise it is cheating. So if he was gonna go hook up with another girl, you know, this Friday, he'd be like, hey, I am going over to so-and-so's house. We're gonna go do some stuff. I'll be back. I'll try to be back around this time.
Okay.
And I'll go, cool. Fantastic.
Okay.
You know, and I currently don't have another partner. But he does currently have another partner. I've met her. She's amazing. She got me an amazing Christmas present. And we got her also what I think would be an amazing present.
Really?
But circling back to this video that I was unable to stitch. The fact that you go into stereotypes of they look like that. I want to know exactly what you mean. I know in the comments there was like, oh, they always look like they smell musty, they look dusty, they look like they never want to leave the house, they look like they're jobless, they look like, what was the other one? Ren Fair people. Like, turns out when you're poly, when you're open, you tend to have your more alternative. You step away from mainstream society a little bit. Mm-hmm. You get into things that the whole of society doesn't deem as acceptable, but there's nothing wrong with, right? Like the Ren Fair. On a whole, the Ren Fair is accepted. But like also some people might think it's really, really weird, but there's nothing wrong with it, right? There's also the quink community, right? The quink community is definitely not usually socially acceptable, but yet it is vast. It is so many people you wouldn't even think are quinky, are a part of that community. And then there's people who aren't even a part of the community who are just doing it in their own bedroom. Okay. And turns out when you step away from mainstream society and you start to think about what you want as a human being and what you desire, things become a lot easier if you stop letting society tell you what to think. And you let society, and you stop letting society tell you how to feel about things. I don't know what the purpose of my video was, but I needed to get this video out there because it was frustrating to see that video.
Okay.
And I know I'm not conventionally attractive. I know that. I'm not looking to be conventionally attractive at all. I'm not.
Why do people in open relationships always look like that? I'm being...
No, because what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? That. I love when examples pop up. Thank you. I'm a visual learner. I know that person didn't just say, Lord, I'm behind enemy lines. I'm glad that second commenter summed up what she said because I was not about to watch that 7.5 minute stitch. But to answer this dude's question, what I think it is, in my personal opinion, personal onion, is that type of person that looks a certain way that is in open relationships, I think they're not their type's type. And instead of working on themselves to improve their appearance so that way they can get the type of person they want, they just end up sleeping around with a bunch of people to fill that void who end up being on the same level as them looks-wise, because that's just how attraction tends to work. Obviously, this does not apply to everybody that's in an open or poly relationship, but there are some people that overcompensate with the quantity of people they sleep with because they can't pull the quality of partner that they desire.
Why do people in open relationships always look like that? I'm being...
No, because what do you mean by that? Honestly, what do you mean by that?
Well,
But the thing is, I actually know a lot of attractive people who are in open relationships. So I feel like this relationship dynamic attracts two extremes of the spectrum, right? You have the very attractive people who never want to give up all of the options that they're able to get, so they keep their relationship open. And then you have the people who can't ever actually satisfy themselves because they can't get the people they're truly attracted to because they're not on their level. So they open up their relationship or they add people to it to fill that void. I don't know.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It's just a theory.
Okay.
But I'm going to sit myself in the middle because sorry, my man ain't a man unless he's cheating on me, which he probably is.
It's so funny when the jokes write themselves, because to all the open and polyamorous people who are stitching the one video of the guy who was like, why do they all look like that? And they're making videos and it's like, well, what do you mean by that? Or it's like, well, I don't look like that. You guys are just writing the jokes your own self. And it's interesting how some polyamorous people, they laugh at it. They're like, oh, this is a joke. This doesn't apply to me. But some of them who are trying to defend it and get mad at it, they're like, oh, well, what do you mean by that? They're exactly who, we're talking about. And to act like stereotypes don't exist, that's so disingenuous, right? Because look, there's so many ongoing ones. Like, for example, it's like, oh, black people, we always have like a smoke detector beeping in the background. And someone will make a video like, making fun of it. And they'll be like, what do you mean? Like, I don't have that. And then you just hear the smoke detector beep. Like, it's how the internet works. It's all jokes. And I'm just saying, if you're going to try and prove a point of saying, oh, well, I don't look like that or I don't do that, you can't be the textbook definition of what it is, all right? Because then it just it writes the joke for its own self, And when I made a video about this the other day, I got some messages from some polyamorous people. Some of them were laughing about it, but some were saying how, oh, this video is full of hate, it's homophobic, all this stuff. How is it? When did I ever mention your character, who you like? Didn't mention any of that, all right? We're talking about a joke here, right? It's a joke about a stereotype, okay? And if you are unfortunate enough to recognize that and you kind of just prove the stereotype itself, I don't know what to tell you, all right? These things happen all the time with all races, all genders, whatever it may be, okay?
That doesn't make
Why do
it
people
right.
in open relationships always look like that? I'm being very...
No, because what do you mean by that?
As someone who has a cousin that is both poly and a furry, I have the answer to this. Now, a lot of people say that you relax your appearance when you're in a relationship, and this multiplies when you're in multiple relationships. And based on what I've seen, a lot of the ones that I've met have very similar niche interests. It all starts with the Cookie Monster PJs, love for anime, a strong desire to move to the state of Portland, and it's crazy when stereotypes end up coming true, but they'll even admit it themselves. But it's like any person where things happen in someone's life and it brings them to where they are. And me personally am glad that I am not on that wavelength, because my cousin's 5-person polycule lives in a 1-bedroom apartment and they are all furries that have flaps on the back of their fursuits. And I say all of this with love and a genuine curiosity. Does anybody have the answer to this?
Why do people in open relationships always look like that?
Somebody will have an open relationship just so they can date 3 threes and say they're in a relationship with a 9.
I want to play, and I might as well say what I want because I just spent an hour making a beautiful video that no one has watched. And I don't blame you guys, it's the Clock app. I used to do actual research on this topic, like I've interviewed people. And I think what one of my first interviewees ever told me encapsulates the whole male psyche. He said to me, mind you, this man was an overweight 3 at best. He says to me, apropos of nothing, a man can have any physical experience he wants to. 3-some, 4-some, moresome. Once he comes to terms with the fact it's going to be with a woman that he's not physically attracted to. I don't think I wrote anything else down after that. I was so stunned. I just sat there. He kept talking. God, that was back in 2014. And I've never forgotten it. it really was to him about quantity over quality. Because according to him, and I could not prove or disprove this, on an individual level, according to him, he said he had been with women who were models or looked like models, but he had given it all up because these had been one-on-one relationships to be in orgies and more with women who, according to him, were not that physically attractive. And I think that's all I can say without getting sued. I actually blocked most of that out mentally, but if the app survives and you all want to hear more, I will see what I can dig up from the archives for you all. Because that was actually a very interesting field and definitely responsible for some of the insights I've had. That's it. Like and follow for more.
Do people in open relationships always look like that?
What about me? Do I have the look? No, I'm not actually poly, but I do want to defend them for a sec, because a lot of times when people talk about the poly look, they talk about it similarly to like plastic surgery, where they're like, oh, I would never get work done, like I don't like that look. And I think when people think of the plastic surgery look, they're thinking of the people who overdo it. When most people who have plastic surgery or get work done, like it's done very well, so you can't even notice it. And I think that relates to the poly thing, because like they think like poly is like a certain look, when there's a lot of poly people who just have like a normal look, like normal people. You wouldn't even know. And I didn't even realize this until I had a friend. She told me, and she's like, yeah, me and my husband, we other people, they're the most cookie cutter, like waspy family ever, like 2 kids, it looks like J. Crew catalog. I don't know if they call themselves like actually poly, I don't know what the word is, but like they date and hook up with other people. I think in reality there's a lot more like poly people than people know, or people in some sort of an open relationship, but like they don't advertise it because they know there's like a bad rep. And the ones who are more vocal and are more online and proud of it, they are probably gonna be more alt and have that alt look, because they're living alternative lifestyles and they're open about it. And what I've realized from the short time I've lived in New York City, and I'm kind of involved in the comedy scene, so I know friends of friends of friends who are like, I don't know, a bit famous or in the entertainment industry, they're actually a lot more poly or oh my god, the sun, open relationships than people think. Really? A lot more. I mean, you know this even if you just read blind items, but like it's a lot more common. I'm not trying to push on anyone, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I know like the poly people have a bad rep because they'll come online and be like, I'm so evolved, like I'm living in the future. You're like trapped by like your normal relationships. But like in response to like that video that's been circulating, like I think I've been seeing so many videos of like monogamous people being like, honestly, the poly people are the ones like, they like, why can't one person satisfy you? Like you're just like, I don't know, I don't like, why can't everyone just do what they like? True. And most poly people in real life, they're not trying to recruit, they're not being like, we're better than you. And I feel kind of bad for them. Like they're always the butt of the joke. I feel bad for that girl that's being circulated, the one that answered him. I mean, I don't know what she was thinking. She does have that stereotypical like online out and proud poly person look, but like, I don't know. I just think there's a lot more than people think of like non-traditional relationships. I'm not trying to push on anyone. I'm not poly, I am monog. But like, I don't know. I think the reason why so many people hide it is because they have like this bad rep and like people think you're fucked up. Also, a lot of you guys talk about them, like people would talk about like the stereotype of like a gay man in like 90s like TV shows. You ever like watch a TV show where like some person comes out as gay and like they're like, but you like football and you're just a normal guy? Like the lesson of the episode was like, yeah, gay men are normal people too. Like that is like where a lot of people where like we think like, oh, every person is like the stereotype, like this out and proud, like I don't know, online telling people they're stupid for not doing it. I don't know, like I think there's more than the stereotypes. And I swear to God, if you met this girl in real life and her all-American family, you would never guess. And she likes it, it works for her, it's not for me, but it's not as uncommon as people think.
Okay, this conversation is really crazy. I want to know what you think about this conversation about polyamory, monogamy. What are your own thoughts? And let me know if you are a polyamory relationship. Let me know why you are in the relationship and what it's like to be in that relationship. Please go down in the comment section. Share your thought about the story down in the comment section. But please, as always, keep it respectful. Yeah, on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free to share your thought, okay? Love to know what you think. We're here just to have conversation, guys. We don't tussle. So, okay? So here's my own thought about this. Like for me, it's really interesting, like this sister that was talking about how she's polyamorous and she doesn't mind a partner dating other people. For me, I find this very, very interesting, especially as a woman that has been raised and I've been in a monogamous relationship all my life, and that is all I know. And I feel like that is what I gravitate towards too. But I also feel like there's a lot of transparency that goes on into that relationship, which I'm going to get into in a bit. But let's talk about the look that guy was talking about. For me, like, I don't. Do you guys really think that people in a polyamorous relationship or an open relationship, do you guys really think that they have like a certain look that they look? I personally, I didn't know like that there was a certain look attached to that look. Okay, I don't know. Just the way when people talk about gay people look a certain way, especially gay men look a certain way. I just feel like maybe some of them, but not all of them. Okay, so I didn't understand what he meant by saying that. And people coming for that lady, the polyamorous lady that addressed the situation. I'm just like, okay, take a break, okay? So anyway, guys, let me know your own take down in the comment section. I personally, I feel like having open and honest relationship, I feel like it's a very beautiful thing. And if you, it's rather, but a lot of us now, some people say, oh no, I can never, I don't like sharing. I like a very monogamous relationship. I get it, but whether I like it or not, some of these men will be cheating on us. So watching this video, and yeah, especially the sister talking about her, I was just like, I rather, if my partner is cheating, he lets me know and I know exactly how to. I personally, I am that person that I like closure a lot. I don't like being in the dark. I don't like being, so I'll be that person, which I am not. I will be that person that if my partner is cheating on me, or not cheating on me, my partner feels like he wants to step out, I feel like I will respect it more if it comes to me and have that conversation rather than to do it and cheat on me rather. So I feel like people in an open relationship, I personally, I don't think they have a certain look. And I feel like people in an open relationship are there just for, like, they're there with you because they want to be with you. And I feel like that could be like a very honest relationship where you guys are open about what you guys want, how you want it, and how you move. And I feel like that would be a kind of like a good thing, but I don't think that's my cup of tea, because I feel like I have like a thick bone of like some certain jealousy that I don't even think that I can, but I like transparency a lot. So that's why I feel like maybe that could be my cup of tea. Okay, but I love transparency a lot. And I feel like open relationship are people that who suit people that love transparency a lot, that don't want to be in the dark. But also, I also feel like people that, okay, I also feel, I also feel like people that don't like being told, or people that like being in dark. There are some people that are in a relationship, they don't want to know what their partner is doing. They'll tell you that whatever you're doing, go do it. Don't let me catch you. Don't let me know. And they can live with it. I am different. So I really feel like it's really like that place where people that are very transparent and open. And I feel like people should, like, if that's what you want. And I don't understand why people are judging and kind of stereotyping them, saying that they have a certain look. People, these are adults, and if they're adults and they're consenting to it, and this is what they want to do, this is the life they choose, then so be it. But yeah, well, I don't know why this is even a conversation where we're talking about, oh, adults are doing, like, having an open relationship. If you want to have an open relationship and you feel like that works for you, it's fine. I feel like one size doesn't fit everybody when it comes to life and lifestyle and how life moves, because we all have our trauma, our pain, and how we see life and how we observe things. So if this is what works for you, it's very, like, when we go ahead and do it. The most important thing, and I feel like the most mistake we make as people, is that we don't find what works for us. We go with what society expects us to do. And at the end of the day, we get ourselves hurt, broken, and even more traumatized. So do what works for you. These are adults doing their thing. So let's us just be respectful. I just feel like the first video of the man saying, why do they look like that, and cannot understand why somebody will want to share their partner or not. That people might want to do it for different reasons, for health reasons, for support reasons, for emotional reasons, for trauma reasons. People might want to do it for it, but I feel like everybody should be respected. Like, you guys know how we do it. Everybody be respected. What you choose to do in the comfort of your bed and your partner in your relationship ain't my business. But I personally, I like transparency, but I don't think that I can do an open relationship because I can't stand it. I'm that one type of person. But yeah, I really love transparency in a relationship. So if you can give me transparency and you can be honest about it and still stick with just me, I'm good with it. But if the other way around, okay, Anyway, guys, please go ahead, share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this amazing conversation down in the comment section. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.